Hi, I'm Alex Villarreal with VOA 60 Elections. Now, in addition to counterterrorism efforts, there will be no moving trucks here anytime soon. Kane Faribault joins us now from Illinois. On assignment's Rebecca Ward caught up with Sharon to learn more. Now, another important part of this is the way that authorities view and treat these girls and sometimes boys. And Dorian, you mentioned the peace process. What's the future of this? Aside from your experience with her, what would you identify as being some of her most important life lessons? This will be my first time trying these, so let's see. Such a fun story to do. I have to say that was my first time ever seeing and holding and trying on Google Glass, and I am just so grateful that Carolyn was there to take me through it. It's kind of complicated, actually. DC is really the place to be today and tonight. Hello, I'm Alex Villarreal with VOA 60 America for January 10th. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who has been mentioned as a potential Republican presidential candidate, fired an aide accused of orchestrating traffic chaos for a political vendetta, saying he feels humiliated but denies involvement. New documents in the case were released today. A chemical spill in West Virginia has been declared a federal disaster after it polluted water supplies. 300,000 residents have been ordered not to use tap water to bathe or wash clothes. Devayani Cobra Gooday is flying home. The Indian diplomat was ordered to leave the country after being indicted on federal criminal charges of visa fraud and underpaying her housekeeper. The Indian government said it was shocked at the manner of her arrest and ordered a series of reprisals against the U.S. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. They began at the Embassy of the Dominican Republic, calling for answers to the 2009 disappearance of rights activist Juan Almonte.
Juan Almonte!
Where is Juan Almonte? We want to know. His wife wants to know. His children.
Then it was on to Romania. The issue here, housing, specifically for the ethnic Roma minority, hundreds of whom have faced forced evictions.
Eviction.
I don't believe that it's okay in this day and age to ignore the plight of any people, no matter what their ethnicity or race is.
We won't stand
for violence in Sudan.
Next up, Sudan, whose president faces 2 arrest warrants from the International Criminal Court for genocide and other crimes in the war-torn Darfur region. Charges he denies.
We want to continue to give to the people in Sudan, and Darfur in particular, is a message of hope. That we're here, we haven't given up on them, and they shouldn't give up on themselves.
Shame on you!
At the Indonesian embassy, that message even attracted attention from inside. Here, the focus turned to Papuan rights advocate Philip Karma.
Shame on you!
He was at a peaceful rally speaking for the Papuan people. He raised a flag that the Indonesian government has called illegal. And for that, he received a 15-year sentence.
Love does not discriminate.
Finally, after a stop to promote gay rights, most went on to the Embassy of Zimbabwe, championing human rights defenders like themselves.
Human rights! When do we want them?
Sarah Hager, Amnesty USA's Zimbabwe specialist, says it is scary to know the risks other activists face.
I had no fear coming here today, whereas if you're a member of Women of Zimbabwe Arise and you go to protest, you know that there's a good chance you're going to be beaten that day.
It is for that reason Hager says she and other activists came to show their solidarity. In the same spirit that inspired the first Get on the Bus Day in New York 17 years ago. Alex Villarreal, VOA News. At Miami's Little Haiti Cultural Center,
Bonjour, monsieur.
little Haitians come to learn French.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Comment t'appelles-tu?
Je m'appelle Moro.
The center offers the classes through the New York-based French Heritage Language Program. Not all the students are Haitian, but for the ones who are, the language carries a special significance.
My mom speaks French a little bit. She speaks French and English.
Sometimes he says, Mom, I want you to teach me how to speak your language.
Teacher Jennifer Linkletter says that family connection is key.
French is part of what it means to be Haitian, and I just want to get them, the goal of the program is to get them in touch with their French history and with their French roots, and to be proud of that.
Another language also means more opportunities.
The more languages you speak, the more you can share. You can work. You know that for work is very important.
It can be good for him too in the future, so he can have a second language, you know, to help other people.
Future benefits aside, for now, French is just fun. Alex Villarreal, VOA News, Miami. This cigar store in the Miami neighborhood of Little Havana gives Cubans in the U.S. a taste of home. But for many, this Cuba away from Cuba is not enough.
This is a very big day because a new location has been opened for all the Cubans who want to travel to the island.
Octavio Giraldo is one of more than 100 passengers on this flight, the first from Fort Lauderdale to Cuba in more than 2 decades. The occasion has inspired a fiesta, complete with Cuban food, live music, and even dancing. Vivian Manarud is president of Airline Brokers, the charter company behind this flight and others to Cuba.
Anything that we can get approved that makes it more normal to travel to Cuba, to leave from any airport, to visit your family, is a celebration day.
But not all Cubans are celebrating.
This decision to open flights to Cuba is a mistake. More space that we have for a country that is a sponsor of terrorism.
Emilio Izquierdo is coordinator of a citizen movement known as Cuban American Patriots and Friends, and spent more than 2 years as a political prisoner in Cuba in the 1960s. He and others in the exile community often gather here at Little Havana's famed Versailles restaurant, a hub of anti-Castro politics. Antonio Esquivel, head of the democracy-seeking Cuban Patriotic Council, says U.S.-Cuba flights provide only one-sided benefits.
It's not helping anybody but the Castro regime. What they're looking for is their money.
But travelers say money is not the motive.
There I have my mother. My siblings, my wife, and they are my loved ones.
Marquez wants the flights to continue. And here in Little Havana, whether other Cuban Americans agree or not, they remain connected to their homeland. Alex Villarreal, VOA News, Miami.